Hello, I am going to show you how to make a gorgeous warm vegan salad that would go really nicely alongside some lamb chops or a roasted chicken. So you can make double the size. If you've got a vegan or vegetarian, they can have that as their main, or you can have it as a smaller side with whatever delicious meats you fancy. Now, I don't want you to be afraid when I say the next word, okay?
What?
You too, Mark. Do not be afraid. I'm going to say it now. Aubergine.
No.
Right, bear with me. So many people say they hate aubergines, but do you know why?
Why?
Because they've never had a good aubergine.
I love aubergine.
But you have aubergine cooked by me or by my sister Dina, who is the aubergine queen.
Is that why you've got an aubergine covered apron on?
Yeah, there is a dish called the Fainting Imam, which is a beautiful Turkish aubergine dish. And why it is called the Fainting Imam is because the Imam, the king, fainted when he ate it. True story, because it was so delicious.
How do you know he didn't faint because he had gout?
Could have had gout.
Yeah.
So this salad is going to have rice, spices, roasted carrot, roasted red onions, and roasted aubergines. So just a couple of things about aubergines. First of all, when you buy them, these have gone a little bit brown now because I've cut them.
Do you have one?
First of all, when you buy them, because I left the other one too long in the fridge, I wanted to show you a good aubergine, but trust Mark, he asked the bloody question.
Well, I am.
There's one cut up. You've got to imagine it. Right. So when you're looking for an aubergine in the shop, make sure it's unwrinkled, smooth, uniform skin.
Just like your bottom.
Yeah. Look for it to feel it, and you want it to be heavier than it might look.
Bit like your bum.
Bit like my bum. You want it to be small. Don't get the massive great aubergines. But if you do buy a bigger aubergine, here's a tip. Before you cook it, cut it, salt it, put it on kitchen paper and let the water drain out of it. That would take away the bitterness, or maybe even peel it if it's a really big old one. Peel it. But I think to peel an aubergine is sacrilege because the skin to me is absolutely delicious. Also, if you're going to be deep frying your aubergines, it's quite a good idea to cut them and salt them so some of that water comes out for when you're frying. But a lot of people are just frightened of aubergines, and that's because they cook them wrongly. So I've already cut my aubergines, just going to cut up my carrots. I love roasted carrots. Oh my God. I could just eat a whole tray of them. In fact, I probably should have made more of these. We won't actually be eating this salad. My mum and dad live next door, so this will be going to them tonight because it's just the sort of thing that they love. So they get Meals on Wheels without the wheels. It's good, isn't it? So I've got my, just in rough cubes. Now you might think, oh, they're a bit big, but they will shrink down when they're roasted, those aubergines. And I want a proper bite. I don't want too small an aubergine.
Now,
These are called carrot batons. You can put them in cubes if you want. I quite like the different shape.
Can I just ask, are you putting them on different trays because they cook at different speeds?
Well, they might do. You never know. They're very temperamental, roasted vegetables. But the most important thing is when roasting any vegetables is that you've got to have space between them. If I put the carrots in with those aubergines, what would happen, Mark?
They wouldn't cook, Nadia.
Well, they would cook, but how would they cook?
Oh, they cook in the juices of the aubergine.
They'd get the steam, and then you would have soft, soggy vegetables. Instead of what we want is, we want a caramelized. We want the carrots slightly, we want the sugars to release, and we want them to brown a bit in the bit of fat that we're going to put in. So we want space. So 2 trays. I wouldn't really ever put more than that, no matter what vegetable I'm roasting. I wouldn't put more than that. Some onions, red onions, I think, because it's nice for the colour, but it doesn't matter if you just want to use a white onion. Roasted onions are so good, and they brings out the sweetness in them. You know how some plates of food, you know that every single bit is going to taste the same. You know, like when you get one of those big bowls at Wagamama's of that, like washing up liquid soup, and you know every bloody mouthful is going to be the same. That's not the case here. So I've got my oven on at 200 degrees, by the way. So I've got a couple of carrots there. I had 3 small red onions. I had 1 aubergine here. Right, Another thing that people can do wrongly with aubergines is either not put enough oil or put too much oil. Both of those things will result in disastrous aubergines. You might as well put them in the bin. They're going to taste disgusting.
So how do you know what the right amount of olive oil is?
Right, well, shall I measure it so that
Nadia
people know?
Sawalha-Adderleys.
That's a very good point, because I
Yeah.
was just going to throw it on.
Well,
and
you just did
probably-
the classic cook thing of saying neither too much nor too little, but
no,
what
I
is
tell
right?
you why I can't measure it, because it will depend on the aubergine. So just watch what I'm doing, right? And then I'll show you what's the finish. So, okay, then I'm going to put some salt. Very important. Got to have some. And then I'm going to just
you're massaging
massage
oil
it in,
I'm good at this.
because you want them to be covered, because you want that lovely fried taste to them. Now, if you were frying, oh my God, fried aubergine in deep fry, oh, it's so delicious. But I'm just trying to make this a bit healthier. Every bit is covered in oil. So I probably put, I would say 2 tablespoons, but I can't be too specific because it depends on the size of your aubergine and all of that. But that's how I want it to look. So then I'm going to do the same with the carrots, but probably put a bit less. Probably just a tablespoon. Okay, rubbing it in, get it into the, break up the onions a bit. I don't mind if those onions go a bit charred. I like slightly charged flavours. I love that.
What's the olive oil you're using?
Well, I've just got a good extra virgin olive oil, but I don't really need to. I could just have like a cooking olive oil, but I just didn't have any. So you don't need to waste your extra virgin on this. Now, you know, in Indian cooking, you might not know, there's the mixed spice that is called Garam Masala, and most families have their own Garam Masala, and it's their own mix. Baharat. This one isn't my own one. This one is one that Mark bought me from Ottolenghi. So in there is black pepper, cumin, coriander, cloves, allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg and cardamom. A real delight. Hang on. Baharat. You can get it from all different kinds of supermarkets. This is a posh one that Mark bought me for Christmas, but you can get it in all the supermarkets. Smell that, Mark.
Oh.
Now, you don't want too much. Not too much.
You don't want too much of a good thing ever.
Just a little sprinkle, okay? Because we're going to add at the end, we've got another little spice thing that we're going to do at the end. So, and just a little on the aubergine, not too much. And this isn't spicy hot, this is just spiced. Okay? You could, if you wanted, put some whole garlics in here too. I don't feel like it today. Weird. I just don't fancy it. Another thing you could do is sprinkle some garlic, dried garlic powder onto your aubergine. I just don't fancy it today. It's weird, isn't it?
All right.
Again, it's difficult to be specific.
About what?
About the timings, because it could be anything between 20 minutes and 40 minutes. They're so unpredictable. So I will check these in 20 minutes.
What's the giveaway visual sign that you're
Right,
probably
well,
there?
we'll show you when we get there, rather than trying to explain it. But caramelised, you want like brown edges. I want these to be soft and yummy, and then that bit crispy on the outside. So they're going to go in for 20 minutes.
What are they on again?
200, and then we'll just check. They've been in there about 20 minutes, and as I suspected, I can already see they're nowhere near ready. But you see how? Can you see in the light? Do you need me to pull it up
No,
a bit?
that's fine. It's
See
fine.
how the onions are starting to go brown, and look, the potato, the carrots are actually cooked now, but we want that caramelisation. We want more of that. That's how we want them to look. We're probably going to need another. Oh, the aubergines now are cooked through, but there's no caramelisation yet. So I'll spread them out a bit more, and next time we come back, they will be perfect.
Aren't
I
aubergines
reckon.
called the vegetarian's meat?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, really nice and filling. Okay, so we can make the dressing. Oh, look at that. Tahini. Tahini is a wonder paste. It's made of pure sesame seeds. So this is an absolutely brilliant source of calcium. So if you're a vegan, make sure you eat lots of tahini. It has a kind of peanut butter taste. It's the essential ingredient in hummus. As kids, we used to eat it with hot pita bread and blackstrap molasses. Those two things together, delicious. That's a spaghetti bolognese you can hear bubbling.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use a bit of this for our dressing. Not too much because I don't want it to be a cloying dressing, but it gives, you know how you might use a bit of mayonnaise in a dressing? But because this has got a Middle Eastern sort of twist to it, this dish, I'm going to add a bit of tahini. Now, with tahini, let me just see how much I'm going to... You have to add water to it to thin it. Now, it's a bit scary when you do it because it suddenly goes all curdled and you think, oh my God, that's disgusting. But have patience, keep mixing. So I'm going to add some lemon. It's probably about a quarter of a lemon. So I've probably got a tablespoon of tahini. I would say that was about the quarter of lemon. A good pinch of salt. And I would say 1, 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Wow.
But that's going to go around to a lot of people. Give it a stir. Right, now because I'm not feeling the garlic today and I don't want really raw garlic. You see, this is just going to be very lightly dressed actually because it's going to be quite a big bowl of rice and vegetables and... Right, let's have a little taste. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm not really feeling the garlic at the moment. I don't want a big lump of garlic in my salad, so it's a good little tip. Put the garlic on the fork, stir it in, and just leave it in the dressing. Oops, hang on. Oh! Okay, you didn't see that. Okay, so just imagine that's sitting in there, because I've dropped it on the floor now and I can't put it back in on the YouTube channel. 20-second rule. So if you just mix it around like that and then just leave it until you're ready to eat, it will just infuse the dressing. Oh, yummy, look.
Well, they go down to nothing, don't they?
Caramelised. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So now I'm going to do something a bit odd. I learnt this from a home economist. Home economists are the people... Home economists are the people that are behind the scenes on all the cooking shows. You know when you say, here's one I prepared earlier? They've prepared it. They're all phenomenal cooks. They're often much better cooks than the presenters on the blooming telly cooking.
You know the phrase comes from a time of austerity?
Does it?
Actually watching home economy with food.
Right, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. Interesting. Here, I've got a bag of rice. Where's the bag? I like this. It's a tilde, white and brown.
You don't get many food presenters who pull stuff out of the bin to demonstrate.
White and brown, because brown rice, of course, is much better for you, but a lot of people just don't like it. So that's quite good. You've got a bit of a mix.
It's fussy not to like brown rice.
So I've got a whole packet of that I'm going to add to this.
All right.
Because I want to pick up some of the juices that cooked in. Okay, just to give you just the layers. Layers of flavour. That's what you're wanting all the time. Layers of flavour. Layers of flavour. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that there to absorb the juices. And I'm going to show you a nifty trick for pomegranates, for getting inside a pomegranate. So just roll it a bit around. Score the skin. Oh, sorry, I've got parsley on my knife. And then break it open. This should be funny. It's so big, this one. I can't do it. You do it. So then you hold it over your bowl. Ooh. Break it a bit more. Oh my God, this is a rubbish pomegranate. I'm just going to break it a bit more. And then they come out without the yellow bit.
That's the way to do it!
That's the way to do it. And heat some oil. Just any old oil you can use. Fry some nigella seeds as if she hasn't got enough, she's got her own seeds. It's not named after Nigella, actually. Nigella seeds, same as onion seeds.
Why don't they call them onion seeds?
I don't know. And black mustard seeds. So I'm going to add them to the hot oil. And then I'm just going to wait for them to pop. Meanwhile, now I'm going to add some chopped parsley, just a handful, to my rice, my salad.
How would you describe the taste of what does parsley bring to things?
Oh, I love parsley. I'm going to add a small handful of pistachio nuts. I'm a bit disappointed with them because they're not very green and I wanted them to be very green. You don't have to add any nuts, and you could add any nuts. So pine nuts, walnuts, almonds, it doesn't matter, whatever you like. So I'm waiting for the sound of the pop.
There they go.
And there they're popping.
It's the same sound that when you squeeze a headlight egg.
They're now ready. Headlights. No, don't keep that in. Right, I don't mind some of that oil going in. I used olive oil. That was a bit cheeky. Oh, to that, I'm going to add my dressing that we made earlier with the garlic. Drizzle that on. Just lightly dressed. Got lots of flavours going on in there. Because I don't want it to suddenly look all thick and dressingy. I just want it really lightly dressed. I'm still bringing up all the juices from the tin. Now I'm going to pile it onto my plate. Pretty plate. Find a pretty plate. Actually, the thing is, this is very pretty. You could just put it on a plain white plate, couldn't you?
It is beautiful. You haven't even put the red things on yet. They're like jewels. It's very Arabic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a kind of a jewelled.
Bejeweled rice.
That's why I'm a bit annoyed. Bejeweled, you could do. That's why I'm a bit annoyed with the quality of my pomegranates.
Because you're not in the Middle East, babe.
And with my pistachio nuts, because I would have liked them to have been greener. Yummy. Oh, it's so yummy. Listen, guys, just a few things. If you wanted to simplify this, you don't have to use the Baharat spice. You could use no spice. You could just use salt and black pepper. Or you could use cumin or curry or anything you've got. You don't have to use pistachio nuts and pomegranates and parsley. These are all extra flourishes. At the absolute basic, it would still be delicious with a French dressing, the aubergines and carrots roasted. You could use coriander if you prefer coriander to parsley. Also, with the dressing, play about with it. If you like it more citrusy, just add more lemon. If you want a thicker, more gloopy dressing, just add more tahini. This is kind of a base that you can play with. But honestly, for a vegan, that's a beautiful meal. It's really nutritious. You've got everything in there. Look, you've got the rainbow colours. But honestly, that next to some lamb or some chicken, any meat, as a side dish, out of this world.